Take a 23-kilometer drive along the rim of South Africa's most spectacular canyon, the Blyderivierspoort, or nowadays known as the Molatsi Canyon, and marvel at the scenic wonders the Poort has on offer, like the Three Rondavels, God's Window, the Pinnacle, and Bergslag potholes. The road, which is the R532, connects the northern towns accessible from the R36, which are Hoedspruit, Blyderivierspoort and Oorigstad, with the southern towns of Graskop and Sabie. There is a significant altitude gain of 480 vertical meters, but due to the length of the pass, the average gradient is a mild 1 in 47. The steepest gradient that you'll experience is along the eastern side, where it gets to 1 in 10. This is an unusual pass or poort in many respects. Firstly, it does not in any way resemble the normal pattern of a road through a poort, where the incising river is always in close proximity. In this case, the road follows the southern rim of the canyon, and for most of the drive, the true beauty of the canyon remains fairly unseen. Therefore, it's important to stop wherever you can and explore the views available on foot. Secondly, the vertical profile is much more of a pass than a poort, with a large altitude gain, but there are 5 separate summit points, progressively getting higher from west to east. The road has 44 bends, corners and curves, of which 6 exceed 90-degree radius, but none of them are significantly sharp. If you follow the speed limits, it should be a perfectly safe drive. Be aware that this is a densely populated area, so you have the erratic behavior of local drivers, some fast, some slow, as well as tourist traffic, which can be equally erratic. There is also the chance of finding livestock on the road, and mountain mists and heavy rain with the associated reduced visibility is also quite common along this road. The whole route along the escarpment is known as the panorama route, and justifiably so. Expect lots of tourist traffic here, especially buses, as visitors from overseas flock to see the marvels of the Lowveld, or as in some tourist outfits market it as the Slowveld. All along the route there are roadside craft sellers trying to eke a living out of the tourist trade. The canyon provides tourists with jaw-dropping views, and the local populations with a form of tourism livelihood. From this main route, there are several smaller roads leading off to different attractions with viewpoints. If you're a first-time visitor to Blyderivierspoort, we recommend a full day to fully explore all that the canyon has to offer. If you can spend 2 days with an overnight stop at one of the lodges or B&Bs, then even better. The first 7 kilometers is also the steepest part of the pass, where the road meanders along the southern lip of one of the main arms of the canyon. The road loops through a 120-degree turn at the 7-kilometer point, which is also a well-known lookout point. From here, the views are down over the Blyderivierspoort Dam and into the hazy distance of sheer cliffs and green mountain slopes. On the northern side of the river, the grueling multi-day Blyderivierspoort hiking trail follows the contours along the valley floor. From the viewpoint, the size and scope of the canyon can be appreciated, and the Blyde River Canyon forms the northern part of the Drakensberg escarpment. It's 25 kilometers in length and is on average around 750 meters deep. The canyon consists mostly of red sandstone. The highest point of the canyon, which is Maripskop, is 1,944 meters above sea level, whilst the lowest point where the river leaves the canyon is slightly less than 561 meters. This means that by some measure, the canyon is 1,383 meters deep. Whilst it's difficult to compare canyons worldwide, Blyde River Canyon is one of the largest canyons on Earth, and it may be the largest green canyon due to its lush subtropical foliage. It has some of the deepest precipitous cliffs of any canyon on the planet. It's the second largest canyon in Africa after the Fish River Canyon, and is known as one of the great wonders of nature on the continent. For the fitter folk, the hiking trail crosses the river hundreds of meters below and winds its way laboriously up the crags right past the waterfall, then follows the western ridge of the escarpment heading southwards towards Bergslag potholes and beyond. 2 more hiking trails start from this point, the Geelhoutbos and Protea hiking trails, which are multiple day hikes reaching deep into the heart of the canyon and nature reserve. Be sure to watch part 2 of this series on the Blyderivierspoort, which includes panoramic videos taken from the 2 main view sites.